Alright, here we got a way to level up in Hearthstone, and it's for the Druid in wild mode. So I've been doing a lot of wild mode stuff just because at the start of a year I never have any of the cards. So it's like I'm just playing against cards I don't have, like always legendaries and epics, which I don't have, and a lot of the rares I don't even have at this stage. But anyway, the point is like, what does this deck do? Well, as you can see, it's Hadronox. So there's different ways you can proc Hadronox. So you would use either Naturalize or you use the Poison Seeds. What sort of things might you want to do early game? Early game, you can get this down. It will really help. Obviously, a 4 and a 6. Um, well, they're going to be what you do, really, a 4 and a 6. Probably the strongest card early game is this, though, Oaken Summons. If you Oaken Summons into Vargoth, that's going to get you 6. And then Vargoth will summon basically ones which have got negative for you battle cries. So, well, Hecklebot is debatable, but if you get out like a King Crush out of Hecklebot, you're not going to be particularly happy with that, are you? Um, this obviously stronger card, but these are the strongest taunt for their cost, right? They're the strongest cards. 3/8 and 3/9 for 4 mana is pretty strong. And if you can get early game, if you get Oaken Summons into Vargoth, into Ritualist, or even into, I mean, at that stage, it doesn't really matter if it's into Ritualist or Hecklebot if you get the Vargoth first, right? Um, very, very strong start. Vargoth also works incredibly well with branching paths. It will just randomly select, the options here. So what else? Naturalize, if you have to use it on a very strong minion, uh, it's worth doing. Because remember Hadronox, like, unless it gets hexed, or it gets, basically, unless it gets hexed or polymorphed, you're fine, right? So that's only two. There's the 10 classes now. So eight of the classes you can just literally play that on the board, right? Now, of course, there might be a small amount of people that got silence, right? But then again, the most common silence card is, I was going to say Earthshock's not, probably not. But the point is, most people don't have silence. Even if they do have silence, as long as they haven't, Witching Hour is obviously going to bring it back. I have to admit though, against Mage and Shaman, Hex is a frog, which is obviously Beast. Um, which is not good, and um, same with the sheep, right? So you can still get it back though. The thing is like, well, no, you can't get it back if. Here's the thing, right? If you get into a situation where your Hadronox, you wouldn't really want to put it out on the board anyway without comboing it with Naturalize immediately. But if for some reason your Hadronox is gone, sometimes you might get it. You might get accidentally. Trying to think, like, there's a few times they've just, if someone's got like a card that will summon minions for you, it's not great. Um, put a minion on the board. I'm trying to think, like, yeah. There shouldn't be too many ways it's going to just come on the board without you wanting it to. The only way it can come, and I've just remembered the other way it does come out, is this one in Strength of Numbers. Sometimes Hadronox will be spawned um, via that, and that can be a bit unfortunate, especially if they just polymorph it. So in general, you want to try and kill it, but there is, even if your Hadronox for some reason you lose it, it's not the end of the world. There still are potentials, because remember the Enzoth will also combo with card 2 Defender, and any card with Reborn, especially this, it combos really well. So even if like for each one that dies, you get the full fat version. So you get four. You have four resurrected with taunt with Reborn. The Reborn is the key thing, right? So essentially, you'll be like having 8 minions, right? Um, Also, there's an interesting thing with, like, if you've got a lot of minions on board, Vanish doesn't work properly, especially with Reborn minions. Um, because what will happen is, especially if your hand is quite full, which often is, you've got loads of, it's high mana cost and everything. Um, then yeah, there'll just be stuff on the board after, so they need a combo with Fan and Knives, which they probably won't have. Not at this stage. Eventually, they will start running it again, of course, with Thalnos and all that. But or early in the season, it's like you never see like the cards that are going to be around like that. Um, but yeah, Ferocious How good. Opening hand. If there's a dragon, if there's even one dragon, it might be worth seeing if you can get Breath of Dreams. Um, I'll tell you what cards I'd keep. I'd never keep Naturalize. I'd keep Strength in Numbers. Keep Breath of Dreams every time. Um, and if there's a dragon with it, I'll just take a dragon with it. Ferocious Howl won't keep. This I won't keep. Vargoth also won't keep. Branching Paths, if I feel that if I'm against like Demon Hunter or very aggro deck, Hunter, Demon Hunter, Rogue, or that's probably about it. Um, maybe Mage, I would think about it as well. Mages are often Highlanders, aren't they? Well, the thing about Mage is like, yeah, I mean against Mage they're going to be in Wild mode. I found a lot of them are just doing the time thing where they get an extra turn. I don't know. Well, yeah, Zilek's often good. Hecklebot could be useful though, right? Uh, this is quite a lot more expensive than Dirty Rat. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. Kind of, I guess it's a better effect though because it could be the whole deck, and most of the time they're going to not have their good cards in hand early on. Um, they'll put all their low cost cards in their hand, and then you'll get. It really depends. This like depends on the health and stuff. You really want to get something which has got a really good battle cry. They're the ones that are good, right? Because their stat level often if a card's got a very good battle cry, its stat level's not going to be that high. But Lich King's often good. But yeah, I mean it's pretty straightforward. You just play as many. You just try and survive early game. Put out your taunt minions, resurrect them with Hadronox, resurrect your Hadronox with Witching Hour, resurrect the whole lot with Enzoth. Sometimes you don't get to do the Hadronox thing at all. You just have to play defenders and then into Enzoth, and then you get loads of, and then by then you can stabilize with Emerald Explorer or Draconid, which obviously can't be targeted, which is very handy, or Lich King. Um, some of the cards you get from Lich King are not that great, but some of them are really great. Deal 3 damage to all enemies, pretty great. Give all your minions 2/2. If you've got a strong board, it can be pretty, even if it's just some of these guys. Um, and yeah, I mean, obviously Lich King has got a huge advantage of being resurrected by Hadronox. Anyway, that'll do for now, so thanks for watching.